to be with you on this rather, what's it like out there at the moment? It was brightened up a bit. I'm in Lincolnshire at the moment in the luxury Waterside Media Centre, also known as the rusty old caravan, I have to tell you, boys and girls. And it's a bit iffy tonight, to be honest, because I don't have anywhere near the bandwidth I require to do so many streams going out at the same time. Of course, the radio takes the priority, but even then, I'm not sure how well this is going to hold up tonight. You may find, those of you watching on YouTube, now and again the picture freezes for a little bit. As long as the audio is still going out, I'm not particularly bothered about that. And I do have a little red light in front of me that occasionally will flash when that happens, so no need to tell me about that, okay? So we'll just see how we go, and fingers crossed. Taking a phone call is another thing altogether, but we will try. And we'll see what happens at some point of the evening. All right. I don't know what it's like where you are. We've had some decent rain today here in Lincolnshire. I've had a nice day, actually. We went, my younger nephew, Jimmy, and his girlfriend, Charlotte, and baby Frank, they hired a private swimming pool, which is in someone's house. So it's not far from here. It's about 20 minutes drive from here. So I drove down there today, which they hired £35 for an hour. Okay? And you get there, and it's a beautiful house. Oh, it's stunning. Got to be I don't know. I mean, up here things are a lot cheaper. Got to be £600,000 or £700,000 house there. Beautiful. And then the swimming pool is proper. It's been built in this, like, wooden structure, but not like some of those cheap wooden structures you get, which almost look like a glorified shed. No, this is, like, solid wood, and it's all been varnished. It's not brand new, but nevertheless, beautiful. The pool itself, it's a little bit small if you're a lane swimmer like myself. Okay, don't get me wrong here. I'm not a professional swimmer in any way, but I like to go swimming 4 or 5 times a week, and I'm used to getting in a larger pool, so a little bit of a small pool. But for a family to go there, or sort of, a children's birthday party, or something like that, it's well worth it. Well worth it. £35 for an hour. I've got to tell you, I've never been in such a hot changing room in my life. Of course, they're not like a changing room you would expect like a normal public swimming pool, right? Or something like your local gym or something like that. The changing room is like, I don't know, you get 2 or 3 people in there at a time. There's like one shower, one place to change. There's a toilet, which you can double up as a changing room, so that's all right. But there were only, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There were only 10 of us in there, so it was easy. And it was lovely. Really, really nice. Private swimming pool. Come out of there and we went down to a little cafe. Again, a place called the Ragged... Oh, God, what's it called again? I got this wrong earlier. I called it the Ragged Muffin, and it's not called the Ragged Muffin. The Ragged... could be called the Ragged Apron. I think that's what it's called, the Ragged Apron. So we had a meal in there, which was all right. You know, they don't have a massive selection of foods, but it was certainly something for everyone. You'd have a jacket potato. I had one of those vegetarian breakfasts. The mushrooms were very, very strong flavoured. They weren't nasty or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with them. They were just a little bit too strong flavoured for me. Probably because my guess is they probably got them locally and not from a supermarket where everything tastes so bland you're forced to put spices on, aren't you? When the supermarket stuff. So it wasn't really like... You know, when you buy the small mushrooms in a packet, nothing like that. These had a very, very strong, like an earthy taste to them, and they were okay. So I had that and some extra chips. And then I came back here and had a sleep. And I got some bits and pieces ready for tonight's show. And then after that, I woke up a couple of times because the rain was battering down on the roof in the caravan. And I've said this so many times, there's nothing better than hearing rain on a caravan when you're in bed. Oh, it's lovely. I mean, it's nice in the summer. In the winter, oh my God, you're in a warm room. It's freezing cold outside. You're under that winter togged 13.5 duvet. and the rain and is battering and the wind is shaking the old... Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. So I did that, and then I've got up and I've had some chili beans and rice for dinner, couple of cups of tea, and here we are, sitting together at 9 on a Tuesday night from a caravan. The reason I don't have so much bandwidth here is because this show tonight comes to you over the 4G network. There's no physical wire coming into the caravan, so it's all done via 4G, basically like a home router, but it's an aerial on top of the roof, which makes a huge difference as well. All right, there's many methods of joining in tonight. You can send us a message on the Reach On Air message system, as always. That is the best way to send a message. Derek Martin is there already in the Republic of Ireland. Good evening, Derek. Actually, I need to apologise to you. I think on some point last week, didn't you follow me one morning? And I looked at the schedule on Reach On Air, and I think it just said DJ Derek or something like that. And I didn't put two and two together. I forgot it was you. So hello to you, David there. The cav is called the Ragged Apron. That's where we went today. Yeah, it's all right in there. You know, it's a small cav. It's okay. My sister and Martin, very, very cheap in there. Vegetarian breakfast, £5. Yeah. And you can have a jacket potato with beans and cheese, £3.50. Very, very reasonable. Lovely people running it. I assume it's them who own it. Really, really nice people. Lovely lady brought the food over, cups of tea and all that. A proper mug of tea, incidentally. You know, sometimes you go into places, you know, like, cup of tea, please. And it comes tiny little cup with a saucer. You have to have about 5 blooming cups of thing, don't you? So thanks very much to you, Derek. I'll read some of your messages coming in already there. Mark Bowles is in the house. My lovely Mark. Oh, he's so gorgeous. Hello. More dirty talk and stroking while watching you on the telly. Oh, bless. Have you got a little cat now? How lovely for you to be stroking a cat while you're watching me. Is it purring much? Apparently, Posh twink Carl purrs when he's asleep, according to what looks like is going to become his other half, Jacob. I don't know if they're with us tonight. I'll have a look in a minute, see if they're in the chat box there. Tuesday wouldn't be the same otherwise. Thank you very much, darling. Happy birthday, Daniel Wood. I don't think it is his birthday, because he put a post up. He put a post up this morning. I was all ready to sing Daniel Woodhouse happy birthday this morning. Then I had a quick look on his Facebook page, and it says, actually, my birthday's on Friday. So I didn't sing it. So I'm kind of waiting for Friday to sing it. I'm assuming that's right, Dan Woodhouse. Let me just have a look. Dan Woodhouse, one of our regular listeners here to the Chris Reardon Show on Reach On Air. Oh, hang on a minute. Why hasn't that come up? D-I-N-I... Oh, hang on. Why haven't you come up there? Oh, there he is. Friend. You should come up on the top, I would have thought there, with the amount of interaction we have. How strange and mysterious, don't you think? Hang on a minute. See, there's all these people wishing him happy birthday, right? And then halfway down, there you go, 20 hours ago, it's not really my birthday today, it's actually on Friday. So I'm kind of waiting for Friday to come around now. You know? So I assume it's on Friday. Am I correct? Am I correct with thinking your birthday's on Friday, Daniel Woodhouse? Anyway, there we are. Hello to Shania. She's there on YouTube, I think, this evening. Evening, Shania. She's spotted our brand new backdrop here at Luxury Waterside Media Centre, which is only... I put this up yesterday, actually, to describe it to you, boys and girls. It's very pink, and there are pink butterflies and pink roses, and there are white tulips and white... Oh, I can't remember what they're called now. White... Not camellia, the other thing. Polly something or other. It's really, really nice. A new Luxury Waterside Media Centre backdrop there for those of you watching on YouTube and those of you watching on TikTok as well. Not expensive. As you well know, one of those backdrops will set you back anywhere between sort of 15 and about 25 to 30 pounds. Worth every penny. And I haven't changed that for ages. Those of you who are regular viewers to the show will know that we had a bit of a problem here in the studio. Literally, the floor was going. And my nephew kindly was able to put a new floor in, and he put a new wall in, made sure it was watertight. With the amount of water come down there this afternoon, I know it's watertight, you know. So there we are. Thank you, Shania. Nice to see you, darling. Mark Bowles, interaction with Woodhouse. Yes. Some very interesting pictures of Daniel Woodhouse I saw yesterday, actually, in a video where he was topless, boys and girls. He was topless. Actually, I think he was looking around for his Playtex bra, to be honest. Not that I can talk, because I could do with one as well at the moment. The old white weight is piling on at the moment. Piling on, boys and girls. Awful. I wonder if our very own Ross Patzelt, how's he doing with the weight at the moment? Anyone know? Ross Patzelt's weight? Is he with us tonight? Anyway, there we go. Let's read some of your other messages already coming in there. Good evening to you, Joey Millen. Gary Ross is in the house. Evening, Gary. Ian Donaldson. Hello to you. Mick Davenport there. We've got Mr. Jason Hughes. We've got, SCTV fan 1313. It's Chris. Good evening, Chris. I'm glad you've popped up. I've been waiting for your little face to pop up so I can read your delightful email here live on air. And Chris says, hello, good sir. I keep this shirt on my Twitter feed. Have you got Twitter? Oh, God, no. I mean, I've got it. I think I've got about 3 followers on there. I just don't like it, the way people talk to each other on there. Rude. Anyway, Chris says, I occasionally will get this advert and I instantly think either they stole your photo or you have a doppelganger. It's a younger-ish you, don't you think? And it comes from a feed from someone called financebuzz.com, right? And there's a picture there of this bloke. And I'm really sorry, Chris, I don't think that looks anything like me. That doesn't look anything like me at all. What? Is this? Are you having trouble with your eyes? I highly recommend the optician that I recently went to. If you want to pop over, I bet it's cheaper here than it is in the States. In actual fact, it was free. Over 60. Thank you very much. Another advantage to being over 60 is free eye tests, boys and girls. Free eye tests. Thank you very much. All right. Sorry, Chris. I don't think that looks anything like me, Chris. Sorry. And yes, you are the first American in the chat box tonight, so how do you do? He wants to know, do you guys have ketchup-flavoured crisps here in the UK? I think we did have once. I haven't seen them for a while now. Market leader, of course, cheese and onion crisps. And funnily enough, I've got that of one of the subjects that I'd like to talk about tonight. Funny you should bring that up. Because there is a story in the Sun. I'll come back to that in a moment. We'll do that one first, I think. We'll do that one first, all right? Evening to Mandy Davenport, Richard Crooks. Evening to you. Welcome along to the show there. Scrolling down very, very quickly. You're talking to each other, and that's great. Good. Scrolling down. Peter Lake is there. Good evening to Peter Lake. Hello to Bernie as well, if she's there. Shout downstairs. Happy birthday. Hello to your mum there. Mandy's loving the new backdrop as well. Thank you, Mandy. Paul and Lou there. Paul and Lou in the central television area. They say they've been to the Ragged Apron, Chris. Cheese, ham, toasty, and a sausage sandwich. Oh, excellent value. They don't rip you off, do they? It's a little bit like the other place that we go to. Whenever I'm up there, I take Gary and his family to, I think it's called the Great Barrier Reef, or the Barrier Reef, which is in a place called Metheringham, which is a little bit of a drive from here, about 20 minutes drive from the caravan. And we have 5 meals in there. There's 3 adult meals and 2 children's meals, and it comes to 30 quid. You know, we like not being ripped off. There's nothing wrong with making a bit of money, but the trouble is there's so many greedy people in the world, and they just want more and more and more. What are you going to do with all this money? You know, what are you going to do with all this money? I don't get it. You know, we all want a bit. We want enough money to live and enough money to do the things that we want to do, and a little bit behind us just in case something goes wrong. I mean, perish the thought. While I am sitting here tonight doing this worldwide famous chat show and music show here on Reach On Air, while I'm doing this, there could suddenly be a tornado appear out of nowhere, and I would be sucked up into the atmosphere. But stop it, Mark. I would be sucked up into the atmosphere and dropped, possibly, on Mark Bowles' head. Just imagine that. Awful. Thank you, Paul and Lou, and welcome to our nighttime show this evening. Scrolling. Good. That's all those in the text. F is there. Let's have a look there. There we are. Over on TikTok, Dan Woodhouse is indeed there. He says it's been a funny old day. A funny old day. Why has it been a funny old... Well, it's not your birthday. According to your Facebook page, it's not your birthday. Unless this is one of your stupid comments that no one knows anything about. You know, by the way, if you listen carefully, you can hear a computer going absolutely ape in the background. The fan is running at maximum there, okay? And I can only assume it's because there's so many streams going out. Not a lot I can do about that. So can you actually hear it or not? It's like a whirring going round. And it started almost as soon as I opened up the 3 streams that are going up. And I think it's just going to just be at maximum speed all the time. Don't think there's anything I can do about that. All right, my darling? Dan Woodhouse says he's had a birthday platter for his tea. Well, why have you had it today? Because your birthday's not until Friday, according to your Facebook page, dear. Sausage rolls and Scotch eggs. Oh, my God. Oh, there's nothing worse than an egg fart, is there? Oh, yes, there is. A dog fart. A few of those people doing those in a pub the other night, I think. How awful. A dog fart. Sausage rolls and Scotch egg club. I don't know what's a Scotch egg club. Is that like a Scotch egg in a club biscuit? Do you remember that? If you want a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. Yeah, there's an old jingle there. There's an old jingle we all remember. I love it. Okay. And Jason, it's his son's birthday today, 19. Tell me his name and I'll wish him happy birthday. I don't suppose he'll probably be out with his mates. He's not going to hang around with his old dad, is he, Jason? They're out that door, mate. 15. You know, this is why I'm coming up to see my great nieces and great nephews now. The oldest one is 11, the youngest one's 1.5. You know, in another 4 years, they ain't going to want to see Uncle Chris. No, I'm just going out with my mates. We'll be back later. No one appears today. Nope, I'll just be here, lonely and sad, on my own. Not much difference to now, really, is there? Good evening to Vera from Vera's Choice in the Morning. Hello, Vera. Hello to the lovely Jacob. That's possibly Carl's other half. I think that's going to happen there. Jacob and Carl are going to get together. I can see that happening. But don't let me push either of you one way or the other. That's up to you. Chris Reardon just observes. He doesn't interfere in relationships. Thanks very much. Mark Bowles said, chance would be a fine thing if I was to be sucked up by a tornado and dropped onto his head in Somerset, in the Westwood television area. Yes. Oh, that would be lovely. You know, hopefully I could land on the cat, right? The cat would die and be flattened. We could chuck the cat away and I could become your cat. And then you could stroke me. And I could stroke you. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, Mark? Eh? Lovely. Evening to Posh Twink Carl. He's there this evening. There's Jacob. Good evening to Jacob this evening. Clear skies in Primrose Hill at the moment. That's where Carl lives. Primrose Hill. That is posh, right? It's not quite Hampstead. They think it is, right? These people in Primrose Hill, they think they're in Hampstead. No, not quite. Nearly. I'll give you that. Closer than Bracknell. Certainly closer than Hackney. Oh, my God, dangerous area. Much closer than Romford, Dan Woodhouse, which is a bit of a dive. Primrose Hill, not quite Hampstead. You know, they're the people who have got a bit of money, but not quite enough to be in Hampstead. Am I right? I'm just a terrible person this evening. I really am. I don't know what's wrong with me. I really don't. Hello to Roy Stone. Good evening, Roy. There's my lovely Chris. Apologies, Chris. Oh, Christ, I haven't rung you back, have I, darling? I'm so sorry, Chris. Sorry, Chris. Hang on, let me just send him a text. Oh, sorry, Chris. Are you still there, Chris? I haven't rung him back. I meant to ring him back. Do you know where I was when I was texting you? I was on the toilet. Sorry, Chris. I should have rung you back there. Yeah. According to your other half, Jacob. Yeah, purring while snoring. Apparently, posh twinks purr, lads roar, according to Vera. God knows how she knows what a lad sounds like when he's asleep. you know. I don't think she's been with it. Or maybe you have you? Have you? Let us know, Vera, from Vera's Choice in the Morning. Thank you very much. ARC, Dan Woodhouse. His birthday is today, but the big party is in Southend on Friday. So why did you put my birthday is actually on Friday? Sometimes you are your own world's worst enemy, Dan. Everyone thinks your birthday is... Well, I certainly did. Soon as I saw that, my birthday is actually on Friday. You know, it is actually quite difficult to try and decipher your messages. God's sake, man. Oh, well, I suppose we better sing to him then. Hang on a minute. Let's get the happy birthday. You know, I feel like I shouldn't sing to you as punishment. But, you know, God forgives. And I'm going to forgive you for your foolishness tonight, or this morning. One moment, please. I'll just bring it up, and then I'll sing to you. Happy birthday. You don't have any epic version. That is reserved for special people, like Mark Bowles. Ah, dear. Happy birthday. Hang on. Happy birthday. There it is. You can have the bog standard happy birthday that everyone else gets. Stand by. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dan Woodhouse. Happy birthday to you. There we are. Dan Woodhouse's birthday today, and not Friday. As he put on his Facebook. Crazy. Right. Dan is going to phone in later. Okay, Dan, I will reserve the phone. The first call for you tonight. I'm going to reserve the phone for you tonight. I'm not sure that will work tonight, okay? Because I told you already, I actually got 3 lots of streams going out. An audio only to reach on air. Very important, most important one. There's a YouTube one. There's a TikTok one. If I do a phone call, that's basically another stream going 2 ways. So it might not work, but I'm willing to give it a go. Hang on, let me just get up here. Get up a little bit more in there. That's better. There we are. Thank you. All right. So there we are. So we're looking forward to Dan Woodhouse's call later. Let me go through these messages, actually. And then I just want to do that little subject. And then we'll do your phone call after that. All right, my darling? I'm so sorry, Chris. I meant to ring you back. When I was texting you, I was actually on the toilet. And then it all got a bit late because I got a bit stuck in the toilet. You know how sometimes you're in there and it's not like instant. So you have to wait a bit, don't you? You do have to wait a bit. Well, unless you're a regular Chariots or somewhere like that, in which case you don't have that problem. Sadly, I don't go there anymore. So sometimes I have to sit there for a little bit longer, you know, and wait for things to happen. And then we run out of time. So apologies to you, Chris. I could ring you after the show, but that won't be till 11 o'clock. Is that too late for your little beady eyes to go to sleep, darling? Because you are a hard worker. Chris is a worker. He's not a shirker. He's a worker. A hard worker, actually. He really is. Dan says Romford's a dive. Yeah, well, we know that, Dan. No need to tell us that. I used to work there years ago. It was about 17 years ago at a place called Colours. Yeah. And Vera quite rightly points out, the twink, the lad, and the uncle are in the house. Unfortunately, the lad, there's actually 2 lads here now, Jacob and Chris. But whereas Chris, I wasn't sure whether he would be meeting up with Carl. I don't think that's going to happen now because Jacob has moved in first. I mean, this is better than Big Brother. This is better than Love Island, isn't it? It's better than Love Island, what's going in there. Because Posh Twink Carl was down the pub Friday, and I thought, Saturday, Chris was coming down there, and indeed did arrive there, went upstairs, and I kind of lost him after that because it was a bit busy Saturday, and that's what happened actually Saturday. I intended to come up and see you, but we got a little bit busy downstairs. That's the only reason to. And then eventually, I said, "Where's Chris? Is he still here?" No, he went ages ago, so I didn't even see you go, darling. And that's what happened there, darling. All right, me love you long time. I thought the lad was going to meet the twink, but that didn't happen. But it didn't matter because another lad came in, Jacob, and he met Carl, and now they're almost together. I don't know if they're quite together yet. There's a date going on, I think, this week. A date. See, I know all the story, Jacob. Don't worry about that. Uncle Chris knows all. Uncle Chris keeps his mouth shut. That's how you manage to remain a DJ and working on the scene for so long. Thank you very much. Dan says, can I be second? Why do you want to be second? Oh, dear. Dan says, I'm only semi-special. I'm all right with that. I hope you haven't got a semi, not while you're watching this programme, my love. How rude is that? Right, we're going to play you a little tune, boys and girls. Okay, as always, those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook Live will get different music to those of you listening to Reach on Air, and also on TikTok. You get the normal music, okay? That's due to copyright reasons.
Now come on the ground, everybody's looking for you now. And they're hunting you down in your own town. They're trying to chase you out, and who knows what you've done now. Yeah, you look a little thin, I bet you run quick. Race down to block 26, they'd never go for it. Hold your breath for the countdown, yeah, it starts now. I'll tell you when to let go of it. Let go. How could you walk away from me after all of what we said we'd be? Broken beyond repair, I'm the bird around your neck. You go act like you don't know my name. How dare you cast your spell on me? You've been careful not to set me free. I would never turn you down or try and shut you out. Take me back to when I once was your prey. I feel the soil is still warm from the night before, where we had it out. What was it all for? What was it all for? And I am left with the darkness of your eyes, and we both know it comes as no surprise. Bring me back to life as the lightning strikes. I'm blinded by your yellow light. Your poison is sweet. You can take me however you like. However you. How could you walk away from me after all of what?
And welcome back, gang.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night, Reach on Air.
Alrighty, got to say hello to Christina. I beg your pardon, it's Tina. Tina, who's speaking of in Christina's message system. Good morning, good evening to you, Tina. I'm one of Natalie Jones's friends, so you must be in Welsh Wales, are you? Also friends with Mark, so welcome along to Tina on the show today. Vera says, Chris is all-seeing and all-knowing, ah yes, but keeps the mouth shut when it needs to be kept shut. Always remember, gang, it's our little secret. As someone said that to me when I was small. I can't remember. Anyway, so there we are. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's have a look. Come on, Vera. You don't miss anything going on that stage, darling. You know that. There's a few people actually wishing Dan a happy birthday today. Weird City loves the new backdrop. Evening to Weird City. Hello to you, sir. All righty. Hello to Peter Paliwoda. Good God. Good God. Peter Paliwoda. Hello to you, sir. My God, it's got to be about 3 years since we said. Yes, I do remember you. Of course I do. Of course I do. When we used to do the morning show. That's a long time ago now. I can't believe how long ago that is. When we used to do the morning chat show, which that's why I do reach on air in the morning now, between 9 and 10. Great fun. I love it. Absolutely love it in the morning. And I know it comes across the fact that I'm having a good time. If you're having a good time on the radio, spread it. Spread it around. You hear some of these independent local radio stations, and I'm sorry, they sound bored to tears, to be honest. That being said, I think there's an age thing going on as well there, actually, Peter. Because my nephew, my younger nephew, Jimmy, was round his house. He lives with my sister still. Round their house on, was it Monday or Tuesday morning? I can't remember. What is today? Tuesday. Yesterday morning, I went round their house, and he's got smooth radio on. And he says, it's quite good, the music on here, isn't it? I said, well, the DJ isn't talking. He said, yeah, I know. See, they don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want the entertainment in between the songs. They just want constant music, people now. That's just how it is, I'm afraid. Don't matter how much we used to love it, because I used to listen to Tony Blackburn on BBC Radio London when I was working for British Telecom, and I liked the bits in between the songs when Tony would entertain us with some sort of quip or joke or something. He was quite close to the line, actually. He never went over it. I like to think I don't ever go over it either. There is a line, there is a line. Sometimes people go over the line on my Facebook wall, and I get very displeased. Comments like that are removed straight away. You have to remember, before you put a comment on someone's Facebook wall, doesn't matter how well you know them, other people see that wall, including children and small people, family members. In my case, more recently, church members. Well, I find a little bit worrying. There's a few of those on my Facebook now, which I seem to be gathering. And you need to think before you put something on someone's Facebook wall. You usually get a couple of chances, and after that you get blocked because you can't be trusted. Anyway, Peter Paliwoda, lovely to see you. Peter says Romford is ace. He's a bit of a fan of Romford there, aren't you, Peter? So thank you very much there. Let's just scroll down a little bit here. Then we can do our thing. Rebel Bert is there, who's doing his nails this evening. Good evening to you. Have you got a little nail file and things like that? Do you know, sometimes when I've got a bad back or bad legs, I get bad legs on the inside of my thighs from a certain machine at the gym. And it's all right if I keep going. If I miss a week or two, then I go back on it and I do this machine. The next day, the inside of my legs are so painful and they stop me from bending over and even putting my own socks on. I may have to go up and down the street next time and say, excuse me, knock on a lad's door. Could you help me put my socks on, please? £25, please, Yeah, exactly. It might work, mightn't it? Got to try everything at my age. Nothing. Can't get anything. Can't get anything. Thank you very much. Scrolling nice and quickly there. There we are. Right. Good. That's everyone there. Are we up on all these messages? Yes, indeed we are. Right. Here's the thing then. Chris. What's his username, Chris? Just a minute. It's SCTV fan Chris, who's with us tonight. He's in the United States, incidentally. I'm just trying to think where you are again. Is it Atlanta? I know you're in the States somewhere. Was it Atlanta you are? I can't remember now. But anyway, he was asking on the show earlier today, just after 9 o'clock, do we still get ketchup crisps here? And I don't think we do. Vera commented somewhere. Let's see. Where's Vera? Yes, we have tomato flavoured crisps. Do you mean tomato sauce flavoured crisps, Vera? I would imagine you think. Thanks for the rose, darling. Do you mean tomato sauce flavoured crisps, as in ketchup flavoured crisps? I know we used to, but I haven't seen them for some time, And perhaps that's something you would like to come back. The Sun is reporting this morning that McVitie's are bringing back another discontinued favourite after nearly 20 years, and chocolate fans will love it. Now, on a slightly different subject, McVitie's digestive biscuits. The thing is with those, they're a bit, how can I put it, dry. I find them a bit dry, and they're expensive. You know, don't ever go into a BP garage. They're the worst place to buy anything in a BP garage. Of course, you're paying for the convenience because you can get, if you're lucky enough to be able to walk in the door and not knock on that window, you know, after 10 o'clock. I think most of the places in London you have to do that. Surprisingly, not in Shepherd's Bush. And if there's anywhere that you think would be closed at night, it would be Shepherd's Bush in London. But no, you can actually walk into the BP garage, collect your items and go and pay at the till. Those of them that do actually pay for their stuff from round there. But a lot of the garages, of course, you can't do that. After 10 o'clock, they lock the door and, you know, freezing cold, middle of blooming January, you know, you've gone in there for a packet of fags or something like that, and you have to go to the window, freezing it. Hello, can I get 20 cigarettes? And then the bloke is asleep, isn't he? He's asleep on the desk like that, you know. And you can't get your cigarettes. Awful. But McVitie's chocolate digestives, I believe they're over £2 in there. Aldi chocolate biscuits are something like 38 pence a packet, and they are delicious. I know their custard creams are. All that pleasure, you get about, I don't know, about you must get about 30 or 40 custard creams for about 38 pence in Aldi. And I think the chocolate biscuits, again, I actually prefer those to the McVitie's ones, and they're less, about a third of the price. Something ridiculous like that, or maybe a quarter even. Posh Twink Carl says Walker's do ketchup crisps on Ocado. Oh, Christ, Ocado. Oh, the mother goes to Waitrose. Yeah. The mother goes to Waitrose. Oh, they got. I told you, Primrose Hill, they got cash. Not enough cash to live in Hampstead, but they got a bit. You know, they're all right. Waitrose, she orders stuff from Ocado. I can only ever dream of ordering somewhere like that, Carl. God, I'd have to sell one of my houses. Dear me, awful. They have palm oil in it. Oh, don't start going on about oil, dear. Please. Do you know what I was going to do for your birthday on Saturday night? I was going to get you a bottle of Castrol GTX till I saw the price of it. Vera, tomato sauce flavoured crisps. You'll find them in places like Iceland and Farm Foods. Thank you very much, Vera. Anyway, back to this story in the Sun today. McVitie's have brought back an iconic discontinued snack back to supermarket aisles. The white chocolate digestive. Ooh, white chocolate, eh? The white chocolate digestive is coming back to our shops after being axed almost 20 years ago. It was last on our shelves as a limited edition in 2005. How old were you then, Posh Twink? 2005. 2 years old. 1, 2... No, maybe a bit older. What are you, 22 now? Oh, no, you would be about 4 or 5, wasn't it? 4. Happy 4th birthday to Carl. Do you remember having those white chocolate digestive biscuits? It says it costs shoppers £1.89 for a pack of 15 biscuits. Yeah, unless you go into the BP garage, in which case there will be £85,000 per pack. Available, and Vera from Vera's Choice in the Morning should be able to confirm this for us. Available in Sainsbury's already. But Co-op, Tesco, Asda and Morrison's, it will be appearing there as well. If you're a white chocolate fan, then luckily the new biscuit is a new permanent addition to the digestive selection. Got to try some, haven't you? I wonder if you'll be bringing anything in for me on Saturday night this week, Vera, into the pub. For me, just a sample, you know. I'm not asking. Just in case there are, already owe her a £5. God, she can't wait to get the money out of me. £6, actually. I think it is £6. So that's good. Would you try something like that? And on that sort of subject, oh, hang on a minute. Let me just do these messages. I beg your pardon. Sorry. Chris in Farnborough's there. Good evening to Chris in Farnborough. Sorry, you've had a bit of a wait for me to read these out, haven't you three? There's three of you there. Chris in Farnborough says, good evening, Christopher. Only had a little drizzle in Hampshire, but very windy. Sorry about that. Perhaps you stop eating the beans, dear. You asked me to remind you to finish your curries saga. Oh, yes, let me write that down. Curries. I'm going to tell you about my trip to my experience with curries. If I haven't done that by 10:15, remind me again, please, Chris, okay? So I'll do that. Pleased all is well at the luxury Waterside Media Centre, and it's only rain bouncing on the roof and not those huge seagulls. Don't get me, I'm not close enough to the sea here. Get pigeons sometimes land on it, and it scuttles across. It's very loud when a bird lands on the roof. Pigeons. Thank you very much, Chris in Farnborough. Hello to Battersea Bob. He wants to know how my bush is. Actually, there's a bush right outside the front. I used to trim it, but I gather we're not supposed to touch the... Because I'm on the end here, the trees that are around the fence is not really ours to touch, so I've stopped doing that. And good evening to the lovely Darren. Evening to you, Darren, who's loving the clock in the background. We've got a nice little clock there. Do bear in mind, I'm up in Lincolnshire at the moment and not in Bracknell in Royal Berkshire. Okay. So I'm wondering on this subject, and you can call in on this one now if you want to, boys and girls. Lines are open, and there is a phone number, and there is a jingle with the phone number. Ready?
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
Okay, the phone might not work up to scratch, but we will give it a go. We'll see if it can work. I also don't have speakers here, so I'll have to try and monitor your voices through a pair of headphones over there. It may or may not work, this phone. Fingers crossed it does. But I want to know, is there anything that you miss that isn't around anymore to eat? Like a processed food. And we're not talking peas and carrots. It was something processed like tomato sauce-flavoured crisps, for example. Is there something that's not around anymore? Or... perhaps you can get from another country and you can't get them here unless you go to a specialist shop. There's a lot of American stuff in particular. I'm not going to include in that Hershey's chocolate because that is just horrible. Hi, Paige. There's little Paige. She's up the road. I'm in my caravan, Paige. Hello, darling. Hello to your mum and Charlie as well, Paige. All right, darling. Is there something that you miss that we used to have here in the UK to eat and we haven't got it anymore? Or maybe something you can get in another country that you can't get now. Hello, Kelly. All right, darling. If there is, tell me about it. What is it that you miss that we used to have here? Or what can you get in another country you can't get here? I've got a few bits and pieces written down here. I think top of my list possibly would be an Aztec bar. Does anyone remember the Aztec bars? I believe they were in a purple wrapper. And it was a bit like a Mars bar, but I think it was a bit more chewy, to be honest. Was it a little bit more chewy? Anyone remember the Aztec bar at all? So that would be the top of my list of things to come back. Also, I remember when I was a kid, we used to have chipmunk crisps. And a particular memory I have, and our Carl will relate to this, is when I used to be at church as an altar server. I was an altar boy. And on Wednesday night, we had benediction. And it wasn't a very long service. I think about 45 minutes, something like that. And me and my mum would go down there. She'd be sitting in the congregation. There were 3 people in there. There was the organ playing, played by Mary. Head of the choir was Nellie. I think it was just them two that used to turn up for this service. My mum would be down in the congregation. My nan, I think she was there as well. Some other members as well. A lot of Irish people, of course. And I was on the altar with whatever priest it happened to be. And after Mass, Mum would take me to the off licence. Can't remember the name of the off licence. I know it became Threshers because they took over a load of off licences, didn't they? Threshers at the time. And I would have a bag of chipmunk cheese and onion crisps. I remember those. Vera remembers those as well, didn't you, Vera? Chipmunk crisps. Nice. So I remember those as well. What about you? Do you remember anything? 020 8144 3477 is my phone-in number tonight. Is there something you've had abroad, perhaps? There we are. Dan Woodhouse is calling in now. Good evening, Dan.
Hello, Chris.
Hello. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, this might actually work tonight. I wasn't sure that this was going to work.
Right, now, should I just clarify everything? I know we all know already, but yes, today actually is my birthday.
Sorry, are you first of all, are you ringing in about the subject that we were just talking about there?
What, the food thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I will come to that.
Okay.
But yeah, I just clarify. Today is my birthday, but
Yes.
what it was, I was trying to get my friends round to come round today.
Right.
Well, and they were sort of like playing me about a bit, you know. Not
Who's
really
playing you
saying
about?
anything like, well, Penny Owl and Adrian Gill and.
Oh, well, your friends are here, Dan. Your friends are here, my love.
Well, thank you.
Continue.
But, you know, I just thought I'd like put them off the scent.
London
But,
Weekend
yeah,
Television. Sorry?
But yeah, we are going to Southend on Friday
Yes.
for Club Tropicana.
Could you sing a little line from that song, please, while you're still there?
Oh, what, Club Tropicana?
Yes, please, if you don't mind, yes.
Free, and you can all come round the pub and drink a few with us, and whatever.
I'm not sure you got the words right to that. You know, Club Tropicana by Wham. I'm going to ring the bell and then you start singing. Thank you.
Club Tropicana, drink are free. Fun and sunshine, there's enough for everyone.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Round of applause for Dan Woodhouse. Absolutely, Dan. Well done, Dan. You see, that's probably the highlight of your birthday, isn't it? Well, second highlight after me singing to you personally, which people who listen to Roman Kemp's show, they don't do that he doesn't do that for people, you know. Sing for them on their birthday. How lucky are you? Continue.
Yeah, they don't, do they?
No.
They just
not
don't,
funny.
you know, the people are just like, you know.
Yeah. Oh, just a moment. We've got a minor emergency. Just a moment. Oh, no. A mint has fallen out of my mouth while I was talking.
Are you having mints now?
Well, usually you're talking enough for me to be able to have several mints and not have to open my mouth for a while. Yeah. But you stopped for some strange apparent reason. Carry on, Dan.
Yeah, I'm having the cheese Scotch eggs.
Oh, I've got it. Just a minute. Isn't that strange? The mint has fallen down onto my slipper. It actually looks like some sort of tablet that we used to take in the 1990s. Sadly, it doesn't have the same sort of effect. Anyway, carry on, Dan. Quickly, Dan, my beard's coming through.
So anyway, yeah, food that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
I would say, are we allowed to include sweeties in this one?
Sweeties! Of course you can usually include sweeties. Anything that's processed, which would be a sweetie or something like that, you know.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. Marks and Spencer's yogurty gum. Now, they used to have these. They had these about 30, right?
Marks and Spencer's what?
Yogurt gums.
Yogurt gums?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, right. they were there. And we used to get, every time we was in the West End, we'd have these coming back home on the Central Line and all that.
Yes.
And then, now they just haven't got them.
Isn't that strange and mysterious, Dan? I wonder why that is.
Yeah, it's always the bloody stuff that I like, isn't it, that they don't.
Well, unlucky, mate. Unlucky.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you something else you don't get. The Sarah Lee double chocolate Gateau.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
You can probably get another chocolate Gateau in other...
Gateau, dear. Gateau.
Yeah.
Go on, it's Gateau.
Yeah.
Say it, please. Gateau.
Yeah. Gateau?
Chris Reardon. Sorry?
Gateau.
Gateau.
Yeah.
Say it, Gateau.
As in As in Garda Foreign Noir? Or...
No. Gateau. It's not Gateau. It's Gateau, dear. Gateau.
So yeah, that's where I've been in around the catering trade, because Gateau is mostly, because it's German or Swiss.
Is it?
Yeah, that's why.
Oh.
They normally, because they always pronounce it in the German mostly French. All food terms are actually really French, you see.
Oh right, okay.
And so they actually call these Gateaus. You know, they actually call like a Gateau Foreign Noir is a Black Forest Gateau.
Right. And
there's also a Gateau that is a pile of profiteroles, all stacked on top of each other.
Oh.
And they fill. Now imagine there's enough cream in each profiterole. Then they pour in more whipped cream.
Yes.
And even more whipped cream.
And do you like a profiterole? Do you?
Oh yes.
Do you?
That's called a.
How do you eat those? I like to force my tongue in just under the chocolate and lick out the cream first, don't you?
Oh yes. Yeah. Well, I'll suck it out though.
Pardon?
I'll suck the cream out.
Oh, yes, okay, yes. Beg your pardon. Yes, thought I heard something else then. I was going to be very, very disappointed. This is not the Ross Patzelt show. You won't get away with one swear word. You get cut off instantly, dear. Instantly. And just because it's your, what is it, 48, 49? 49th birthday? Oh, 43. Oh, you wouldn't have thought that from your pictures.
You think I'm much more mature?
No, just older.
Oh.
Anyway, carry on, Dan. We're enthralled. We're enthralled by the food that you've been eating, dear. Continue.
Yeah. So there was also, what was it about? The profiterole one. Yeah, that's called it, when they're stacked up with each other with too much cream.
Yes.
Give you an heart attack.
Chris Reardon. Sorry?
Yeah. That's called a Gateau Centenary.
A Gateau, you mean? A Gateau?
Yeah, Gateau Centenary.
Gateau, yes.
And then, what other food is it? Oh, yeah. Salt and shake crisps, right? Turn them on their head, go the other way, and what you get? Flavour and shake crisps. They used to have them in the 80s.
Flavouring shaked crisps?
Yeah, they had them.
You could get a little packet of cheese and onion flavouring? I don't remember those. I remember there was always salt and shake, and that indeed is now as well. But I don't think you could get like salt and vinegar shake or cheese and onion shake. I don't remember those. Vera, she's the oldest one here, aren't you, darling? Do you remember that? Cheese and onion, like you get the flavour in a little packet, like you get the salt in a little packet? Hello, you still there, Dan? Dan. Oh, thank God for that. Yeah, there you are. Continue.
Who was that?
Who was what?
I don't know. I just thought I heard someone going. Ning, 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 ning.
No, that was the bell to get your attention again, because I thought you'd gone to sleep again.
You got a bell there?
Yes, I've got a bell here. Yeah.
Well, I can't see you.
When I want something, usually, I mean, they've gone home now. I just ring a bell, and then they come. Yes, Chris, what would you like? And I say, can I have a cup of tea, please? And they make it and they bring it over.
Oh, well.
It's quite a normal thing in sort of the sort of people I hang around with,
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
What do you do when you want a cup of tea?
I don't really. I'm not a hot drink person, really.
No. Okay. Can of Coca-Cola then.
Because I'm hot stuff as it is, you see. So
you think so? Do you?
Well, actually, look at last night. Picking up all that excess paper, and I had to go topless.
Yeah. Don't remind me about. Please don't remind me about that. I felt quite ill when I saw that topless picture of you, with all your breasts hanging down all over the place, dear.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I could put you in contact with Katie Price. She can put you in contact with people who can sort all that out.
Yeah.
You don't have to go around looking like you do. You can have it all sorted out, my love.
I don't want to. No, I don't. I don't really want to have it. It's all the body hair, you see.
Oh yes.
All the growth hormone injections years ago used to.
Well, I mean, you can get creams that will put that on. You put that on, and then you leave it for a little while, and then just shower off, and all those nasty hairs can drop off down the drain. I would recommend you put a little filter down the drain, because I've heard people who've done this before, and then they end up having to call that dino rod, because they've blocked their drains up with hairs. Do you ever block your drains up or your toilet, Dan? I would imagine someone like you would block toilets up quite a lot.
No, I've got we've got quite a powerful jet flush.
Have you really? It's interesting.
Yeah, my toilet. It's never been blocked up with anything really.
Yeah.
So I'm quite proud of that. What was it? Oh yeah, because the body hair thing. Well, it is. I'm in competition, you see, to get like that. Well, the fit bloke on the 252 bus that time.
Did you? What fit bloke? What fit bloke?
Oh, there was. Yeah. Once when I think it was about 6.
Did you just say you spotted a fit bloke on a bus?
Yeah, I did once actually.
Oh wow!
It
See, I told you. It's always the quiet ones. It's always the quiet ones. There you go.
Tell you what, it was jeans only
and
nothing else.
Now stop it. This is a family programme. Paige is listening. She don't want to listen about topless fit lads what possibly play football. Oh my God. Oh, I've come over all hot now.
Well, can I just say in postscript that, he was like that and me was just in a bloody bingo blazer and all that stuff, and I'm thinking, like, hang on, there's no, like, oh God,
what you
know, that's what I wanted to be like.
Do you mean to say you looked at him, saw how fit he was, then you thought about yourself in the bingo blazer, and then you thought, and then your next thought was, he's not going to fancy me with me wearing that? Am I on the right lines?
No.
I think so. Come on. Oh, I mean, you see, isn't it funny? It all comes out on this programme, my love. There's no secrets here at all, is there, here on Reach on Air? We all know about each other, my love. God help us if any of the management are listening to this very unfamily-based show this morning, talking about topless men and cream in profiteroles and things like that. It's terrible, dear, terrible. And then there's all the goings on TikTok with Carl. Dear me. Turns at the pub with one person, goes home with another one. It's outrageous.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is what keeps this show interesting,
Well, it's certainly not your phone calls, is it, my love?
People, well, not just me. I mean, people want to give a bit of their. I mean, normally I'd be bored to death with people's private lives, but if people want to,
Do you get bored a lot then, do you, Dan? I wouldn't imagine someone like you.
I get bored.
Do you?
I get bored very easily. This is why I don't watch a lot of television these days, really, because programs just seem to go on and on these days.
Well, I can recommend something. Where is it now? I think it's Netflix. I have to be so careful when I say that, because I don't use that word when I'm talking on the phone to people. You can imagine, can't you? On Netflix at the moment, I've just started watching, if I can refer to my notes that I made some moments ago, because this show is all heavily prepared. It's not like a Ross Patzelt show. Have you heard the beginning of his shows recently? He's not even ready.
Yeah.
Like, the news finishes, and then the excellent Reach on Air system cuts to his studio, and he ain't ready. And you hang on a minute. I'm not ready. I mean, talk about unprofessional. Jeez, it's like listening to a BBC local radio station. It really is. Anyway, just a moment. Here it is. It's here somewhere. Just a moment there. What's that? There no, it's not on here now. I know I've lost. Here it is. Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. Very, very good. It's one of those lawyer programs, and they got like a top lawyer in there, and then he comes in and says, "Well, actually, did you do this?" And then the other bloke goes, "No, why do I do this?" Well, there's your proof. And it's a bit like that, and I quite like programs like that. Do you? Do you like lawyer?
No, I prefer if they was to rerun Call My Bluff again. Then I would get Netflix if they could, but
You would prefer to see reruns, from the 1970s?
Well, yeah, I mean, since these episodes have come up on YouTube, especially, I mean, I couldn't believe the ones with Jeffrey Wheeler in Patrick Campbell's seat.
Patrick Campbell, we love him. We love him.
Yeah, come on, and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, and also did you notice the object round as well?
The object round? No, well, I haven't been watching it, to be honest, Dan.
Oh yeah, well no, this is a thing. Not a lot of people. If anyone has seen Call My Bluff, you know it as the word true or bluff word game thing.
Yes.
There was also up to about 1973. There was also an object round in it,
right? Where
instead of a word, they bring an object out that they got from a museum.
Yes.
And there'll be 3 different descriptions of it, and you've got to guess the right one of what it's used for.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And did you know as well, talking of the object round, Call My Bluff was also used as a thing for Sherlock Holmes.
Was it now?
Routine.
Would you like to sing us the theme song to Call My Bluff just before you go?
So I could do both of you.
Are there 2 then?
Yeah, I mean, you should sing both on my YouTube. There was 2. There was
That's the one. That's the one. Yes, yes.
And there was also and so on. So it was, which is based on. And what happened in the Sherlock Holmes? They actually had about 8 solicitors that died because they all got stabbed by someone.
Oh.
And
was that in Romford?
Sherlock Holmes was played by John Cleese. And
okay.
Dr. Watson was William Rushton. And they got one of the solicitors and decided to use it as the object of the week on Call My Bluff.
Right.
And you had the teams actually describing it as, this is the object, what is it? So Frank Muir says it's a clothesline straightener. Alan Corrin says it's a solicitor. And then the woman at the end, she said it's a travelling showman's hoopla stall, where you'd throw rings at it and hope to get it through the knife in his back and all that. And ironically, the true one was actually Frank Muir's. It was a clothesline straightener.
Frank Muir, yeah, we all remember him and that bow tie and the jackets he used to wear and the moustache. Frank Muir.
Yeah.
Wonderful man.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your birthday. And if you hadn't put that on the post this morning, I would have sung you this morning. And I thought, it's not his birthday till Friday. You see, this is the problem with these cryptic messages that you put.
Yeah, I know. I wish I didn't. It's just my friends mess me about so much. I just can't.
Oh, no one's going to mess you about here. If I thought it was your birthday, along with everyone else, we would have all made you sure you had a nice, happy birthday. We can't be there with you in person, you know. Can't be there with you in person. Chris in Farnborough says going down to Auntie Pay's sweet shop and getting a quarter of cough candy. Oh yeah, of course you used to get them out of those jars, didn't you? Big glass jars. Although there are sweet shops now that do the jars of sweets now, don't they? You can still get those. You do get those now.
Oh yeah, there are a few of them, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dan. Enjoy the rest of your birthday.
Yeah.
Don't have too many of those Scotch eggs. They're very bad for you, dear.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. You didn't hear any of that, did you? I pushed the wrong button then. Sorry, gang. There we go. Posh Twink Carl's on the line. Good evening, Carl.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
All right. Good evening to you. Sorry, I was just saying, wishing Dan a happy birthday again. An excellent phone call from him this evening. You know, I didn't fall asleep at all this evening. Isn't that strange? Just before I come to you, let me read some of these messages out from people kind enough to send them in. Alan Russell is there. Good evening to Alan Russell. Hello to you, sir. Scroll, there we are. 1 second. I have to be very quick on there. Built in Scotland's joining us there. Evening to you, Mr. Built in Scotland. Peter Paliwoda says, ring my bell. Would you like me to ring the bell for you, Carl? You know,
Yes, please.
I think Jacob needs one of these. So you hear that, right? And it's, yes, Jacob, what do you need? You know, you would come running from wherever you are, like his little servant. I'm liking the sound of that, actually. I'll recommend that to Jacob, but I'm not sure if he's still with us at the moment. Nick Ingles there. Good evening to Nick, who says he thinks he's just entered the Twilight Zone. Do 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 do. Ding! You have entered the Twilight Zone. Do 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 do. Peter Lake is wishing you happy birthday, Daniel. I know you're still with us there. Shania, we're a little bit fuzzy sounding. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I pushed the wrong button then. I pushed the wrong button. Vera says she's getting a humming on the phone line. Are you still getting that now? Because I'm not getting that, actually. I'm not getting the humming at all. Is there a humming?
I'm not hearing it. Well, on the TikTok live, there was a bit of humming going on.
Humming. Just a moment. Let me try something. Has the humming gone now, or is it doing a buzzing noise is on there? Is it okay? Yeah. Well, it has gone yet. There he is. There's Jacob. Jacob, can you answer? Is the humming gone for you? There's a button here actually, and if I turn it too far the other way, I can introduce the humming. I think I need to actually remove one of the plugs. Can you hang on a second, Carl? Can you count to 10 for me, Carl?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. And was okay. Hang on, Carl. Can you do that again now?
Count again.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
5.
Just a second. There is a definite buzzing on there at the moment.
It just reminds me of like a 1980s zapping noise from a sci-fi movie.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a buzz in. I think it might be the circuit that I'm on. Except I've run out of circuits. This mixer is a little bit old, you see. I don't know if I can fix that or not. I could try it on there, I suppose. What is that circuit? I've got another circuit here with things plugged into it, and I don't know what it is. Hang on, let me just try and unplug from that. And plug you into that. And we'll see if we can get rid of that. I was aware there was a bit of a buzz going on, but I didn't think it was too bad. But now they're moaning. Let's put you in there. You still there, Carl?
Oh, I'm still here, yeah.
How is that then? Because I've unplugged you now. Hang on a minute. Count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
5.
Okay. Right. That's weird. As far as I'm concerned, I've unplugged you now, and you're still coming through.
Really?
Yes. But I would imagine... You still there?
Yep, still here.
I would imagine the buzzing stopped. Has the buzzing stopped? Hang on. That sounds to me like the buzzing stopped. I'm sure that's stopped now. There we are. There you go. Is that all right, Shania? Has that gone now? I'm sure that's guys. No buzzing now. Yeah. Okay. You're actually coming through. It's complicated what I'm doing up here. You're coming through the same circuit as all the music now, but because we don't need music and you on the same time, I think we can do it like this. So carry on, Carl. Carry on, dear. What have you got to say for us tonight? Carl's in the Thames television area, incidentally. Thank you, Scotland.
Well, I remember, as a child, coming back from school, I would always go and see my grandparents after school.
Yeah.
Especially during primary school and secondary school. And my granddad has a massive chunk of toffee in the drawer.
Really?
A massive chunk of toffee. Yeah, a massive chunk of it.
Yeah.
And there used to be a Bluebird hammer. Bluebird toffee. And they don't make them anymore.
I remember that. Yeah, it used to come with a... Did it come with a hammer? Or did you have a hammer?
It came with Bluebird. I got 2 Bluebird hammers, original Bluebird hammers, in my cabinet.
That might be worth something, you know. Should I look them up on eBay? Have you looked them up?
No, I haven't actually. But I know they stopped Bluebird around 2000 something. Really early 2000s, I remember them. I used to
Here we are. Here you go.
Chunks of toffee.
Here you go. Here you go. Bluebird toffee hammer. Hang on a minute. I'm sorry to disappoint you. £3.99. £4.82.
Yeah.
£3.99. £3. £9.95 for 5. A Bluebird toffee hammer. Good God. Yeah, I don't think we ever had those. Thank you, Shania. I don't think we ever had those, but yeah, I do remember them. Absolutely, yeah.
I used to have them all the time as a child, taking them out of the drawer and sneakily trying to get a toffee that my granddad would see and give a slap on the wrist. So what do you do?
Nick Ingle says they do. Poundland comes with a hammer, a toffee hammer. You can get one in Poundland, apparently.
Oh, I haven't seen them in Poundland. I've been everywhere looking for Bluebird toffee, and you cannot get it anymore. You can't get it.
I think it was quite a dangerous time to be a child, really, wasn't it? Smashing around with this hammer. You didn't like someone, you used to smash them in the head with it, didn't you?
Well, I used to smash a toffee. That's the favourite part. I used to take it out of this massive box.
Yeah.
Go on, you smash it, and I just smash the toffee and it'd go all over the place. It was a fun part.
Sharp bits, sharp.
Yeah.
I remember. Wasn't last Christmas, because I had the Christmas before, Aldi were doing honeycomb with a little bit of orange chocolate on the end. Well, number one, it was really hard. Now, I have a little asthma thing, and it's got a little bit of steroid in it. I have one in the afternoon. I was having 2 in the afternoon and 2 at night. I now have 1 in the afternoon and 2 at night of puffs, right? But it does make your mouth a little bit susceptible to damage. So I have to be a bit careful if I'm eating crisps or things like that. And this honeycomb was so hard, and you would destroy the inside of your mouth with little cuts and things like that as you were trying to bite into it. Not only was it hard, it was the stickiest stuff ever that you would put in your mouth and chew. And you could literally feel the fillings in your mouth being pulled to such an extent. And I don't know why it didn't pull the fillings out of my mouth. And it would take you ages. God knows what was in this stuff. There must have been so much sugar. Hopefully not palm oil, hopefully not palm oil. And you'd then spend ages trying to get these little bits of honeycomb out of in between and all over your teeth. So I stopped having it. And it was really delicious, I have to say. We've got a bloke here, Tommy Handlin. Handlin says a Bluebird toffee was secretly backed by the British Dental Association. I can believe that. Oh, God, yeah. I remember that. Now my microphone's falling off. Carry on. Keep talking, Carl. Can you fill in, please, dear? Fill in.
So I also remember, I can't remember what they were made out of, but they come in a box.
Right.
They don't make them anymore at all. I remember them as a kid, but they don't make them at all anymore. They were fake cigarette sweets.
Oh, yeah. The fake cigarettes. What a stupid thing to sell to children, don't you think?
I just remember them as a kid. They were made out of some sort of sugar or I don't know.
That's right.
But it was. I just remember as a child, picking one up, and my brother would give one to me. So they'll go and have a cigarette. I'm like, what do you mean it's a cigarette? He's like, I'm only joking. It's only made a sweet. I don't know, it's cast in sugar or something, or like a pastel kind of thing. I just remember as a child, it was a white box.
That's right.
You open up the box and these white sticks in the box. And
you felt all grown up, didn't you? You pretended you were smoking these things for a while, and then it became too much, and you just swallowed them. I'm not sure you should do the same with cigarettes, to be honest.
What else do I remember? Oh, Chris. They used to have walkers made of, I don't know if it's only temporary or something, but there was not Vegemite or Marmite, Chris. There was some sort of, I don't know, it was some sort of
Bovril, Marmite. I think they're basically the same, the Bovril and Marmite ones. Someone might correct me with that, I don't know, but they tasted the same to me anyway.
It was. That was my favourite flavour, Chris. It was my favourite, and they don't make them anymore. Don't make them at all.
No, shame it. No, actually, I've been in Sainsbury's before. Actually, perhaps Vera can tell us here. Don't we have multi-bags of Bovril or Marmite crisps, Vera? I'm sure you can get them as multi-bags. I've not seen them as single packs, though. Not seen them as single packs. Have you gone?
No, I was just trying to think.
I thought you died for a moment. Then don't have Jacob crying round me, dear. Oh, it's dead. It's dead.
What else? Oh, I remember they used to. No, I haven't seen these for a very long time. They used to. So there was. Oh gosh, what were they? Oh, it's coming back to me. That's coming back to me very slowly. They used to have these packets, right. Of small boxes. We used to have 6 collected in one packet. 6 different individual cereal brands in one packet. Like you
So you like have a small bottle of cornflakes. Sorry, small box of cornflakes, small box of Frosties, small box of crispy. What are they called? Rice Krispies, that sort of thing.
Yeah. You used to get them. You don't get them anymore. Don't get them anymore.
Mandy Davenport says you can get the Bluebird toffee with a hammer on Amazon. There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
How much is that?
I'll get you some, and we can spend the Friday and Saturday night this week just smashing the hell out of it, just for the fun of it. We can pretend it's someone we don't like. Start smashing it with a hammer, and then, even better, eating it and swallowing it down. Nick Ingle says Bovril is beef extract, Marmite is yeast extract. So maybe not the same thing after all. But I definitely remember Bovril crisps and Marmite crisps. Vera says you can get multi-packs of Marmite crisps. So there you go. And she also says you can still get those little cereal packets, which I haven't seen those for some time either.
I haven't seen them for years.
Christina likes Toblerone, but of course you can still get that now. We're talking about things that perhaps you can't get anymore, or you can get in another country, but not necessarily in the main shops here. Sometimes, I know there's, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, there's American sweets and things like that. And you can go to an American sweet shop, but generally in Sainsbury's you can't get all the like Hershey's I don't even get Hershey's chocolate. Have you ever had that? Hershey's?
No.
Oh, it's vile, bitter. Oh, it's so bitter. Like they must be tight on the sugar over there. That's all I can think of. Horrible stuff, Hershey's.
Well, when I went to Australia,
when
I went to Australia, they had here's a shop that don't exist anymore. Woolworths.
Yeah, that's still over there.
I remember Woolworths very well, and I think Australia has the same sweets as we've got here.
Right.
I don't think there's anything abroad that I've comes to my mind. But yeah, nothing really comes to my mind. I just remember as a child just getting some stuff that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Kimpling.
Paul and Lou remember the chocolate. Paul and Lou remember the chocolate cigarettes. They look like fags with paper around them.
Yeah.
And Paul and Lou want to know, do you ever go shopping or is it all delivered?
I do go shopping. I went shopping earlier this evening to make. I made lasagna earlier on this evening. As I was calling earlier on. Well, you called me Chris earlier on. And you saw me cooking lasagna. But I remember probably coming towards my teens, so I used to have these Mr. Kipling's chocolate chip.
Mr. Kipling's
cake slices. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, they don't make this particular. What's the word I'm looking for? Not Greek. No, what's the word I'm looking for? Dish or something. They don't make this in the factories anymore. But I remember it was chocolate chip slices. They don't make them anymore.
Chocolate chip? What, cakes? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Like the little. They do those. Yeah, they do those angel cake slices, but they're not as nice as having a whole angel cake. They kind of split them in 6 tiny bits and put a bit of icing on the top. I prefer just an angel cake. Do you like angel cake? I think yellow, pink and white. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yellow, pink, and white. I think. Oh, delicious.
It wasn't one of those. It wasn't one of those. It was just literally nice, just sponge.
Right.
Chocolate chip slices.
Right.
I used to get probably 6 in one pack.
It
make
would
them
be
anymore.
6. I bet it'd be 5 now, because they keep reducing the packets of sizes of stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
You know,
you even don't make white Maltesers anymore.
Oh, I mean, I bought a packet of Walker's Crisps the other day, grab size bag, and you can't really see it. I picked this off the shelf. I thought, well, that's now the size of the normal bags now. They're not bigger. Don't look any bigger to me.
It's true.
Outrageous. I mean, I'm practically starving to death here through lack of crisps. It's terrible, isn't it?
They used to have these lollies called sunshine lollies.
Bring me sunshine, bring me smiles. That one.
Yes. They don't make they don't make them anymore either.
No.
I remember it was just. I'm trying to think of the picture of the brand. It was just a smiley face with a sun on it.
Okay.
Don't make them anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I remember as a child that don't
things
exist
that used
anymore.
to be there and aren't there anymore. Well, thank you, Carl, for your very good call this evening.
Thank you for talking.
We got there with a sound eventually, didn't we? So anyone else who calls in now, I know where it's coming through, what circuit it's coming through now. Have a lovely evening, Carl.
And you. Thank you very much, Chris.
Would you like to say hello to anyone while you're there? Send your love to anyone, maybe?
Hello, Jacob. How are you?
There you go. Bye. There we are, Carl there. Matt's calling in from Croydon in London. Good evening, Matt.
Hi, Chris.
All right, can you just turn your media stream thing down somewhere? I can hear myself.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right, lovely.
That's all right. It's a little
You
bit
carry
delayed,
on.
so
You carry on. How are you, Matt? Matt's in Croydon.
Yeah.
Ghastly place. Oh, hang on. Let me just read some of these messages, if you don't mind, Matt. Paul and Lou say variety boxes are everywhere. I haven't seen them for ages, those little variety boxes, I must say. Nick Ingle, sugar shrimps. Oh, yeah, pink things, weren't they? Peter Paliwoda, Percy Pigs. Thank you, Peter. Nick Ingle, rum and butter, chocolate limes, flying saucers. You know, the little things with sherbets in. But you can get all of these things. Sherbet dib-dabs. Don't know if you can still get those at all. Lizzie in prisoner cell block H used to love getting her chocolate fix. Loved a good whisper bar. Whisper bar, yeah. Highland toffee bar, says Gary Ross. I don't remember that one. Blackjacks from Nick Ingalls. Dandy. A dandy bar. Yeah, I remember those, Gary. A wham bar. Wham. Bam. I am a man. Job or no job. That one, yeah. Old Jamaica chocolate bars from Vera. That's one. I remember. Strawberry shoelaces. You can still get those. We're talking about stuff you can't get anymore. Right. Matt. You all right, Matt?
Hello. Yeah, I was just thinking, actually, about these old sweets and all that.
Yeah.
I think they did actually disappear for a while, but they gradually brought them back.
Are you talking of things in the big jars that they used to have on the back of the shelf? I'll have a quarter of fudge, please, or something like that.
Yeah, stuff like pineapple cubes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I actually walk into a sweet shop now and see a lot of the things that they had back in the 90s and stuff that I think they've just brought them back.
Yeah, but the beauty is now, Matt, right? You're not a child anymore. You used to be in that shop. No. Mum, can I have some? No, you're not having those today. Well, can I have some? No, you can have some tomorrow. Now, you can just walk into the shop and buy any of them, any amount. I'll have one jar of, what is it, Mandy says? One jar of sugar mice, please. I'll have a jar of that. You can just buy what you want. And I think that's possibly why you're so fat.
Am I? I think I'm just having too many meals out, Chris, these days, you know. But no, I mean, you couldn't get things like those sort of things in packets back in the day. You had to go and get them weighed out, didn't you, in the sweet shops?
Yeah.
There was one thing I did actually think about. Do you remember that stuff you used to put in your mouth and it used to pop? What was that? That was fizzy candy or something, or popping.
That's right, yeah.
I think you can even I think you could even still get that now.
That's right.
You know, in some
That's right.
sorts.
Put it in your mouth. Have you ever? Don't ever give that to a dog. They go mad. I've seen people give some of that to a dog, and I don't know what the hell's happening.
They're quick enough to eat it, but then they regret it, don't they? Yeah.
Oh, that is funny. Anyway, how are you, Matt? I know one of your friends, Jade, is was in a coma. Is she still in a coma at the moment? Matt?
A bit more private on that sometime. Yeah.
Sorry, I lost you there. What did you say?
Story. I said, yeah, she is still in hospital, but I'll speak to you a bit more private on that at some time.
Okay.
Whenever. It's quite a long story.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
I just got back from Bournemouth. It was my birthday last week. So,
was it? How old were you now? What, you 43?
Very kind of you, 45.
45. Oh, bless. And then I was being kind because actually you look like you're well into your 50s, to be honest. But, happy birthday for last Thursday, love. What did you do for your birthday?
Yeah.
Was it any more interesting than Dan Woodhouse has done for his birthday? He's been let down left, right and centre by his friends. Not here on Reach on Air. We're all friends here.
Yeah, no, I went away for a week down to the south coast. And,
who'd you go with?
Had a good time. Daniel, BT Daniel.
Oh, yeah, BT Daniel, yes.
Yeah, he drove down there in his lovely BMW. So,
what's he got? What's he got then?
He's got a BMW. I'm not quite sure of the make of it or what model it is or whatever. But it's a BMW
nice.
anyway.
They're all nice, those BMWs.
Always
I'm not a...
Lovely air conditioning and all that sort of thing. So, you never... you're always comfortable in there.
Yeah.
And then Yelena came down for the last 3 days because she had to work until Friday. So we're there till Monday. So she came down Friday to Monday. And it was actually my birthday on Friday. So we went into Bournemouth and we clubbed the night away like we were 18 again. And paid for it the next day. You know what I mean?
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have a lot to drink?
Didn't get till 5 o'clock in the morning. Chris.
Oh my
you
God!
believe
No,
that?
thank you very much. No,
and I've not done that for years, and you might not believe me, but I haven't.
You ask anyone, right? The only 2 late nights I do are Fridays and Saturdays, and when it comes to 11 o'clock, I am out as quickly as possible. I hate it. I hate it when people try and talk to me. Well, I'm out that door, and I want to go home. I'm in the car. Peace and quiet, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
5 o'clock in the morning? No, not anymore, mate.
It's definitely an age thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, when I used to work at Belushi's, I used to finish at 11 o'clock in the evening, get paid, get a cab straight down to another club all night, and then I had to work on the Saturday as well, so I had to go home, sort myself out, get back to London, and this was out without any sleep.
Well, I used to do the same in the 90s.
Yeah.
And
I suppose it does take a toll eventually. It does.
You have to stop at some point. I was 40... I was about 47 when I stopped doing these things completely.
So you're a couple of years older than me when you actually decided enough was enough.
Yes. There are people of my age who's still going out and doing exactly what I did in the 90s, and they are.
I don't know how.
I've got to tell you, Matt, you must be very careful. They are an absolute mess.
Yeah,
they're a mess.
Well, they will be.
So it's difficult, as you get older, and then the offers of people stop coming. People that want a bit snog round the back of the bike shed, that sort of thing. These offers start coming, and then you got I found that very depressing, and it goes on for a while, and then you kind of get used to it, and you find other things to do.
Yeah,
you find other things to do.
Well, I've kind of gone a little bit more. I still drink too much for my age. I know that, but I don't go into the big club world anymore. I tend to. I've got quite a lot of friends around the local area. I like playing pool. I like playing snooker. I like going down to the local, the social clubs. But they close at 11 o'clock, and then I'll come home and I might have another couple of drinks indoors, and then I'm normally in bed by about 1 now. So it's not like literally hardcore London, 4 o'clock in the morning sort of thing.
4 o'clock in the morning and the rest. I used to DJ at the Black Cap till 3 in the morning. I used to jump in the car. I don't know why I ever went home. Well, yes, I do, because this club wasn't open till 4. So I'd go home, have a cup of tea, a piece of toast. For some reason, I'd wash my hair, because I had hair then. I'd jump back in the car, come all the way back to London to Turnmills, and then I'd club in there till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So now we're into Sunday. No, I didn't. I clubbed until 11 o'clock in the morning. Then I would come out of there and go and do an afternoon personality DJ set in Hammersmith. From there, I would go to my mother's house after a short walk on Barnes Common. Yeah?
Yeah.
Then I'd go to my mum's house, have some dinner, close my eyes for a couple of hours, and then go back to work at Hammersmith. And then that used to finish, I think, at 11 o'clock. And I'd then go back to Turnmills for another night of dancing until 6 in the morning. And at 6 in the morning on a Monday, I used to go home, and then that was it. I used to do that every weekend for about 6 or 7 years.
Must have been some kind of robots, mustn't we?
Well,
but
yeah, you think so.
To think of that sort of time now actually makes me feel quite ill. I could not do it.
No, I
could not do it anymore.
And that's what I say. These people who are sort of my
age
now.
I was yawning in the club in Bournemouth at like 12:30, thinking, hang on, no, it's my birthday. I've got to see it out, and. Not even drink could do it, I was
not if you're not enjoying it. No, I mean, I think I was probably saved by the couple of hours sleep that I have every afternoon. Although, of course, which I even managed to do on a Sunday afternoon before I went out again. I say that, you sort of close your eyes and your head's buzzing away because you're doing all this going out and what have you. But yeah, I do sleep
a lot now. Once I go to sleep.
Yeah, but just stop when you don't want to do it anymore, because I think what you'll find happens is that actually you'll be out somewhere and you think, I don't even want to be here. I'm just here because I keep coming here, and that's the point where I think you need to you need to knock it on the head. Gary Ross stopped drinking about 20 years ago. Good luck to you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes you think you can still do it and you want to still do it. Your body doesn't still want to do it.
That's right, yeah.
And then
but in your head, that's what I say to you. I was in this club in Turnmills, as I say, and one night I thought, do you know what? I don't think I want to be here anymore. And I kept it going for another 3 or 4 weeks, and then I stopped. And that was it. Then I didn't go out for some time, and then I started going down Chariots. Some years later... And then I went there for about 14 years and various different inclinations of that. And then I stopped completely at about 47. That's when I stopped going out, really. Yeah. It doesn't interest me in the slightest.
It's just a natural stop, isn't it? It's not you saying, I've got to stop.
It's not.
You grow out of it.
You do grow out of it, yes. And then you find other things to do. Like, I like to go for an afternoon tea, as you well know. I will have 1 glass of champagne. Very high quality champagne. But that's just so, it's like my 1 glass of champagne. And then there's probably people on here that drink, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 pints in a week. In a week, I have 1 glass of champagne every few months. That's it. And then I quite like, I know it's all very sad, really. I like to go around garden centres.
All right.
I've recently got an electric scooter, which I'm just loving that. Electric scooter.
Yeah.
I do my radio shows.
You managed to get one in the end?
Oh, yeah. It's really good. Really good.
Oh, good. How fast does it go?
Up to 15 mile an hour, this one.
Okay.
15 mile an hour. I was going to get it from Curry's, and I think I'm going to be able to go on to that story after your call, because I know... are you still with us, Mr. Chris in Farmer? I'm sure you are there. I've got some messages to read out here. If you don't mind, Matt.
No, you go for it, mate.
All right. Derek Martin would like to wish Dan Woodhouse a happy birthday. The foodstuffs that you can only get abroad is Lay's crisps. Oh, my God. Lay's barbecue crisps. Now you're talking, Derek. They are so nice. Have you ever had those? Matt? Lay's barbecue crisps? Anyway,
No,
Derek
no.
says Lay's crisps are in a green packet. He says they are like tomato and onion flavour. I get them when I'm in Spain. Also, Tyrrell's crisps are not widely available in the Republic of Ireland, but you can get them in the UK or Northern Ireland, which I know. Thank you, Chris in Farnborough. I'm coming on to that now. Chris says they still sell the kids' fags now in a red box, and they're called candy sticks. Saw them in Home Bargains Basingstoke this week. Thank you very much. Anyway, carry on, Matt.
Going back to the sweets and crisps, I do like the old. Have you ever tried the old Smith's scampi fries and the bacon fries? You do get them in Poundland in a pack of 6.
No, I quite like Frazzles.
Oh yeah, they're Smiths as well, aren't they? Yeah,
I think they are Smiths. Yeah, they're still popular, aren't they?
And the salt vinegar chipsticks as well. They're Smiths.
Chipsticks. What's the really strong salt and vinegar things? Discos. That's it. Discos.
Oh
Very
yeah, I like
strong.
them as well, but they make you so thirsty. Because I've got more of a savoury tooth than a sweet tooth. I'd rather have a pack of crisps than a Mars bar.
Right. Yeah. Same here. I think, to be honest. Nice bag of cheese and crisps. One of the things I had written down here. I don't know if you remember them. Walker's did cheese and onion, cheddar, mature cheddar and chutney sensations crisps. They were delicious, and they stopped doing them some years ago now.
No,
I don't know why. You could only get them in those really big family packs. One of those sensations. Okay. They still do, I think, a chili one and maybe a lemon and thyme. But they used to do really strong flavoured mature cheddar and chutney, and they stopped doing them, and I don't know why. Maybe they just, there's only one reason they stopped doing them, and is that they had trouble selling them, maybe. Do you remember those,
Yeah,
Vera?
maybe.
They were nice.
I don't actually remember those. No. I remember Monster Munch disappeared for a while, the beef ones, and they came back.
That's right. That's right.
I do like the old roast beef Monster Munch. They're very nice.
Roast beef.
And the scampi and lemon knick-knacks have just come back as well.
Lemon knick-knacks.
Yeah,
that's a good name for crisps, isn't it? Knick-knacks. I like that.
And I know you were talking about Bovril and all that. I actually like drinking it.
Drinking what?
Bovril. It's actually
Bovril,
Bovril is actually a drink, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know anyone that drinks that stuff, Bovril. Is it like OXO? A bit like OXO cubes?
It is, yeah. I love Marmite, I love Bovril, and anything savoury like a gravy, like even like a soup, like a nice savoury soup.
Oxtail?
Is always very nice. And I like tomato juice as well with a little bit of Worcester sauce in it.
No, not for me. I like a tomato soup, but not tomato juice in from a bottle. No, thank you. Not for me.
No, it's weird, isn't it? I don't like tomato soup.
You don't like tomato soup?
Juice.
Really?
No, not one of my favourites at all. No.
Tomato and basil comes in a little plastic thing in Waitrose, I think. Tomato and basil soup. Oh, it's delicious.
Is that your favourite flavour?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Tomato and basil soup. And I have vegetable soup. You probably like oxtail soup, do you? Oxtail?
Yeah, I like oxtail. I love mushroom, and I love the broth soups, like the chicken broth. Baxter's, are they? Or
Baxter's.
Something like
Very
that.
expensive. They're expensive, those soups.
Yeah.
Baxter's are like £1.60 a can the last time I looked in Sainsbury's. But they always have one of them on offer. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. Gonna go now.
Mate. All right.
Thanks for calling, Matt.
All right. Thanks, mate. Bye.
Bye-bye now. There we are, Matt calling in from Croydon this evening. Lines are now closed, boys and girls, all right? Don't call in now, my darlings. Lines are closed. Mark says, correct, Mark, I was. Terribly. He thinks I look like Ken Bruce with these glasses on. I think actually I've got a little bit more hair than Ken Bruce, to be honest. Eh, Mark? A little bit more hair I've got here. Gary Ross is absolutely right with the comment, Tato crisps. Very nice. They're from Tandragee in Northern Ireland. They're really nice. Tato's crisps. Lay's apparently is basically the overseas version of Walker's, but you can't get the barbecue Walker's crisps, can you? They don't do them here. Abroad, Lay's barbecue crisps. Don't bother with the small packets. Very, very nice. Thank you, Nick. Opal fruits, Spangles. Nick's remembering Spangles, of course. Yes, Spangles. Wow. Gary Ross hated drinking. He used to get depressed for days after going out clubs at weekends and places like that. Thank you very much. Okay, boys and girls. I went to, you just mentioned my electric scooter there, which I'm enjoying very much. And thanks very much, Jacob, for sending me 12 roses this evening on TikTok. Thank you, Jacob. Just mentioning the electric scooter. And I did look in Currys for these things. I did look in Currys for these things. And I'm going to play you a little song, and I'll tell you all about my little Currys experience, all right? After this one.
I got an ache inside of me. It's a deep hole where I bleed. Oh, can I seal it? You're like an ocean without land. Not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it. So cold yet warm. When you hold me, when you close. I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter, right through the gray. Hope is the last thing that I need. Wanna feel something that's real. With you I get that. You're like a lighthouse in a dream. Really distant but your beam is guiding me home. So cold yet warm. When you hold me, when you close. I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter, right through the gray.
Hit you with the text on XO. My ace boom boom, no flex, no. I won't gas you up like petrol. Just trying to take you way up where the jets go. But you didn't notice that. Keep clocking all my hours, I told you that. Work now, play later. But you keep going off on me. Keep texting like it's all on me. Yeah, you're all in my head like you're my forever, not for right now. My day one, you hold me down. Hard cold like the winter time. Fight for your love, can't slow me down.
Evening again, gang.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night, Reach on Air.
Alrighty, yeah, Matt was just mentioning my new electric scooter that I've had nearly a whole week now. And I'm enjoying it very much, actually. I'm pretty careful on it. Funnily enough, I was where I am here at the moment in Lincolnshire. There is the most beautiful ride that I can go on. Coming out of my caravan, I literally turn right, turn left, go up a bit of a steep, very short hill, and then I'm at the river. It's a fairly quiet road. Just put yourself on the side there, and you go along there, and it's stunning. It's stunning. It's about 10 miles from my caravan to my sister's house. Okay, that's the whole reason I've got a caravan up here, to be a little bit closer to my sister and be able to come up here sort of whenever I want. Usually it was sort of once a month or something like that. I come up there a little bit more often sometimes. And to see great nieces and great nephews, and of course my sister and the older nieces and nephews. Although my niece lives in Scotland at the moment, they're down this week as well, so it's really busy. Actually, trying to split yourself one day with them, one day with them, one day with them. It's you have to do that, which is lovely. And so on the Sunday, I'd only just got this scooter. And I did use it in Bracknell while I was there twice to get to and from town once. And then I used it to get to and from my mate's house one night. So I'd already used it twice. And it does say on the instructions, when you first use it, you must charge the battery right up to 100% and then ride it until it's empty. Which is easy. You would think it's fairly easy, wouldn't you? And so I was looking at, and it said, I don't know what it said on there, 24 kilometres, because I hadn't changed the thing. Like, it's on miles now, but it was on kilometres, and it said 24 kilometres. And I thought, well, that'd be enough to get to my sisters, and then maybe I can get a lift back with them, and then I'll be able to charge it up, and then that'll be normal. You only have to do that apparently once, and then you do it sort of once every 10 charges. Meanwhile, in between charges, you can use it, until you get like 10 miles left, and then plug it in and charge it from there. So it shouldn't happen again, right? So, on my way to my sister's, and I'm watching this battery thing go down, and I thought, oh no. And we're going at, full pelt. I don't know, what's that, like 24 kilometres an hour, I think, whatever it said, which is about 50 mile an hour. And I got close to the end of where I need to turn off on the river and go over a place called Kirkstead Bridge. And this red light is starting flashing in front of me. And I remember seeing on the instructions, you see the battery level going down. When it goes red, you've got this. When it goes flashing red, you really are on your last legs. And this device is now slowing down. And we got down now to like 10 mile an hour. I mean, you can walk quicker. Really? Well, no, not 10 miles, about 10 kilometres an hour, which, whatever that is. And it was gradually getting slower and slower. So I rang up my sister and I said, can you come and pick us up? And actually, my nephew came and picked us up, and that was fine. So got there, and then he gave us a lift back, by which time it's completely flat, this battery. I've charged it up since. And yesterday, I went all the way to my sister's and come all the way back at 15 mile an hour. As I say, I've changed it now to mile an hour. And I still got 10 mile on the clock, but now you can charge it up. So I've charged it up again, and that's ready for another little go out there, which I'm very much looking forward to. Anyway, evening to Dave Squires. There's Dave. He's with you after the 10 o'clock news. Sorry, the 11 o'clock news this evening. Right, he'll be singing along to some of those excellent tracks that he's played. Dave Squires with you after the 11 o'clock news. So, first of all, I understood that you could only order this thing online. So I went on the company's website, Pure Electric, they're called. Pure Electric Scooter. If you want to look it up to see which one I've got, it's the Pure Electric, I think it's P3, the third generation plus. Pure Plus, whatever that is. About 660 quid, okay? Which is kind of a mid-range one. You can get scooters 150 quid. You can get them for 5,000, so you take your pick. All right, Tina, glad you're enjoying the show, Tina. Thank you very much, darling. Thank you very much. And then I discovered that Currys do them. So here's my Currys experience. First of all, I thought, okay. Now, I remember going into the Currys in Bracknell a couple of months ago and asking them if they did scooters, and they said no. So I assume by that they don't do that in all the branches. And I discovered it had a list of which Currys do them, and they had them at the Reading one, which isn't too much of a bad drive away. It's about it's now about 6 o'clock at night. So I looked them up and they close at 8, the one in Reading. So I thought I'll give them a ring. First of all, there is no phone number for the branch. Okay? You can't ring a branch. So easy to pick up the phone. Oh, hello, do you sell electric scooters? Have you got any in? Because you don't want to go on that journey and they haven't got any in. So you can't ring the branch. I'm looking around here and it says, oh, try our live video assistant. Click here. They won't be able to see you, but an agent will come up in front of you and you can ask them questions. I thought, okay, well, we'll give that a go. And I'm mucking around with this mobile and I said, okay, it's ringing. Well, I kid you not, 15 minutes later, I'm still sitting there waiting for something to happen. So, of course, you assume that it's not working, don't you? Well, it can't be working. I can't be sort of here 15 minutes waiting for something to happen. And then I discovered there was a phone number. And, of course, you ring this phone number. Then you go through all the options. Press 1 for this, press 2 for that. And as usual, right, the option you want is not there. Where is the option that says ask branch if they've got a thing, an item? No option there. So I just guessed and I went through to someone. No, you got the wrong department. I'll put you through. Right? This is after about a 10-minute wait. Okay? Eventually, I did get through to someone. And they said, I'll be a couple of minutes while I ring the branch. You see what an arse-around way this is of doing things. Yeah? You've now got to work. You've now got to wait for him to ring the branch and then come back to you. And eventually all this happens and it turns out that they've got 4 different models of the pure electric one there, as well as some others as well. Okay? So I thought, great, thank you very much. Now, that sounds very quick, doesn't it? All this took about 40 minutes. I mean, how crazy is that? 40 minutes to get to ask if they've got something in the shop. Whereas before, you just find the branch number. Hello, have you got... Oh, just a minute, go and have a look. Yeah, we've got 2 of them in. So easy. 40 minutes to do this. So then I goes down to the Currys, and there's this disinterested lady. There's no traffic because it's now 7:15 at night. Closes at 8. Perfect, you know. I've gone in there, car park, loads of spaces, walked in the shop. Very disinterested older lady, sort of about 50, sitting on the desk. Yes, sir, with blue in her hair. She's got, you know, do you sell the... Oh, yeah, I think so. They're just over there. And I'm thinking, why don't you just take me there? Just take me there instead of pointing randomly in the direction. But that's how they work, isn't it? That's how they work. Eventually, I found these scooters, and they got a little chain round the side, which is fine, you know. And I managed to pull one out of the rack and kind of stand on it. I thought, yeah, this one's all right. And there was some others, so I tried a few of the others as well. And then a little bit later, this bloke walked past. Hello, mate. Can you just unchain that there, please? I just want to pull that out and see what it's like to stand on. Oh, no, sorry, we can't do that, sir. Well, I just want to stand on it. No, they've been locked on by the manufacturer. We're not allowed to do that. I mean, how crazy is that? So I thought, no, I'm going to buy one of these, but I don't want to buy it in Currys. I don't want to give them my money. So I came away from there and ordered it online, and that was my Currys experience. I've never had a good experience in Currys. DJ Tim's there. Roz used to work in Currys for about 2 months. She left because their staff training was horrid. They also lost my laptop for 10 months. It surfaced in Swindon, and we had to travel from Truro in Cornwall. Oh, that's crazy to collect it. Well, we'll never shop there now again. No, neither will I. Neither will I. Awful place, Currys. Anyway, time for me to go, boys and girls. All right. So...
It's true, you think Each night I am lost in my dream. Your lips I feel, your eyes I see. And each night I could swear it was real. When I close my eyes, you're right here with me. And I'm calling out, but you never hear me. I am reaching out, but always in vain. And when I dream every night, it's always the same. And I wait when I'm crying your name. I'm crying your name. Winter's gone now, we're headed for summer. I guess that means it's been 3 years calling you. And I don't even try to remember. Can't seem to remember to forget about you. Long gone, but you're ever so near. And I hold on to my fever dreams. So long as I sleep, you are here. When I close my eyes, it's you that I see. And I'm calling out, but you never hear me. I am reaching out, but always in vain. And when I dream every night, it's always the same. And I wait when I'm crying your name. I'm crying your name. Calling out, calling out. Calling out your name. Reaching out, reaching out. I am calling out, but you never hear me.
There we go. There we are. So radio station's gone now. And we can finish up. Thanks ever so much. Gary Ross has just sent me a £10 tip. Thank you, Gary. You're very kind. I don't have those. I haven't got my tip jingle here, so I'll have to do it manually for you. Ding! Thing. I am surprised that held. I'm really surprised that held up tonight. And Gary enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks ever so much for that tip, Gary. That is much appreciated. I know you're not a man of money there, so thank you very much to you. And good night. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Reach on air just after the 10 o'clock, just after the 9 o'clock news tomorrow. And of course, I think tomorrow we got Ross Patzel on as well, my very good friend Ross Patzel on straight after me. And thanks very much for all your messages and just sitting there and joining in. Another one of these next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Good night now.